What is going on out there, peeps? Alrighty. Had to get out and do a mental break for just a little while. Decided to do a drive-by one of my old neighborhoods I grew up in. As you can see behind me, there's Lake Don Pedro. A great place to do some bass fishing. Haven't been fishing in a little while. I need to get back out there again. There's no doubt about it. So look, people were asking me to talk a little bit more about food prepping because there is a food shortage happening. I've done plenty of videos both on YouTube, as much as they'll allow me to, and on Pimpy's news network, showing you all these food processing plants that have been burnt down, how much livestock is being euthanized. They're killing the livestock. This is all contributing to a food shortage around the world. We have cattle dropping dead from heat exhaustion in 98-degree weather. Do you really believe that? I mean, thousands of them at one time. This is ridiculous. Sri Lanka, the people overthrew their government because they forced their farmers to use a fertilizer that actually killed their crops. We got Bill Gates, the world's largest owner of farmland, buying up farmland everywhere and not growing anything on it. We have over here in California, Gavin Newsom's paying farmers 4 times the amount that they would normally get not to grow crops. The same thing with the Biden administration, who proudly admitted that they just added another 4 million acres of farmland to their overall acreage of farmers who will not farm this year and next year. We have a crisis going on, and these people are paying individuals money not to grow crops. Now, you can't blame the farmers. It's really expensive to farm land, and they're getting paid 4 times, some a little bit higher than that, not to grow crops. They're going to do what's right for their family. It's just like when you see BlackRock running around paying, 3, 4, 5, 10 times the actual market value for farmland or houses, and you ask yourself, why are they doing this? I said it before, and that is they know money has no value. It doesn't have no value. Their agenda is much more important. And so to them, they get the money back anyways. They get subsidized through their companies from our own governments around the world. And if they don't get subsidized, then the governments will pass these ridiculous spending bills, and then there will be ways for them to funnel money to this cause. So a couple of people said, Pimpy, you keep telling us about this, but some people don't know how to go about preparing for the food shortage. I made a video earlier and it actually got ripped down by YouTube before I can even get it up all the way. In there I was highlighting some articles that actually were going straight at the government for being responsible for these food shortages around the world. So I guess they didn't like that. So we'll bypass that and let's do this. Down below in the description, I'm going to give you links. One of them is like a survivor's prepping guide, how to prepare your pantry in case of a food shortage, all right? It has a list of foods that you should have in your pantry, plus some things that you should be careful for. In addition to that, I'll leave a link where you could buy dry fruits, dry vegetables, and dry meats that you could store. I will also leave a link for Patriots.com for those of you who can afford to buy their food. They got 30-day, 90-day, 1 year, 2 year worth of food supply if you can afford to pay the prices that they are asking for. The truth of the matter is you could prep yourself and just go to the store and prepare without having to order those types of things. Now, I did order some from For Patriots myself, but now I'm sitting there where I'm talking to my family, and we're going to start going out there buying the bags of beans and rice because it's a lot closer than people think. We're really going to start feeling it when we get around fall season, all right? And it's perfectly timed that way for a reason. You got the fall season, it starts getting colder. They're going to claim there's going to be power outages. They want to build smart cities. So the energy is for them. You understand that when electricity is generated, one of the items needed to help generate the electricity, as a matter of fact, it's responsible for 65% of generating the electricity is oil. So does that make sense? They're going to tell us not to use oil when they know it's what generates the energy. I remember they had a big deal about not wanting to do nuclear anymore. Oh, it's dangerous. And now they're wanting to build more nuclear plants. Why do you suppose that is? Because they know this Green New Deal, this wind turbines are no good. They're expensive, way too much to maintain. And if there's no wind, like Trump joked about so many times, then you're screwed. Solar panels are only as good as the sun that can get to them, and even then, high maintenance, and they're not worth it. I think it was about a year or so ago, Chris Marcus was doing these live broadcasts. He was pissed off. He was upset that they've been having a power outage in a town that was considered the green town. What I mean by that is all their energy was being generated by solar panels and wind turbines. The problem was snow covered up the solar panels, and the wind turbines didn't have enough wind to generate electricity. They ended up freezing where they wouldn't spin. Of course, that was embarrassing. And these people were asking Biden permission to switch back over to regular natural electricity power. And he said no. And people died because of this. So these are the types of things that are not being spoken about. All right. You have to be prepared. I will leave a link down below. It'll take you to the list that you should start at least preparing. Look, it's better to be prepared and nothing happen than to be caught off guard and not prepared and something happen. In addition to that, I see a lot of people talking about what it takes to prepare for you and your family. Don't forget, if you have pets, you guys, make sure you also prepare for them. You know, it might come to a point where your own pets might be there to save your life in a time of need, depending on how bad things get. So you want to make sure that they're healthy as well. So if they need medicines, make sure you're stocked up on them. Make sure you're stocked up on food. What I tell everybody is this: if you think it's going to last 90 days and you prepare for 90 days, make sure you prepare for 90 days worth of pet food as well. If you're doing a 6 months, then do 6 months. If you're doing a year, then do a year's worth. Look, dog food stays in cans, dry dog food stays in bags. They got a long shelf life. But just make sure you include those little family members that most people aren't thinking about at the time. Okay? Also, one of the things I would encourage people, and I'll leave a link down below for this as well to show you the benefits. You'd be surprised at the benefits of honey. Not just the fact that it tastes good and it's a food, but also you can put that on wounds. And it's antibacterial, anti-inflammatory, and it helps the wounds heal quickly. So I'll leave an article so you can read about that. And believe it or not, you guys don't forget, you're going to need something to barter with, gold and silver. So go to our friends at Money Metals. You know this. They sell fractional. Fractional means instead of you just buying an ounce of gold or an ounce of silver, you can buy smaller amounts. In addition to that, you guys, buy the raw sulfur. You're going to need it. All these things are inexpensive. You can start storing now. Everybody's anticipating the doo-doo hitting the fan this fall. So you got a little bit of time. Now, this isn't to cause a panic, but it is to give you some sense of urgency. Look, some of us have been preparing for quite some time. A lot of people don't know how to fish. They don't know how to hunt. They don't know anything like that. They don't know what foods are poisonous, which ones are good. So my suggestion to you would be this. Go on the internet, you guys. Download yourself a little folder, a binder of information that you can use. Go in there and find out what kind of berries you can eat, what kind of nuts are okay. You know, how to hunt, how to do fishing, how to use a pole, you know, the whole 9 yards. Download yourself a little survival guide. It doesn't hurt to have it there. Do it while you got electricity. Do it while you got the internet. Everybody knows they're trying to shove us into the internet web 3.0, whatever the hell it is. It's one that they control 100%. So do what you can now to get that information to you. Also figure out what kind of plants are naturally medicinal. You know what I mean? There's aloe out there that can help you with a lot of things. Like I said before, honey. So make sure you download the types of plants that can help you medicinally and add that to your collection. I'm just saying, look, just be careful. That's all I'm saying. It doesn't hurt to be on the safe side. It's better to be safe than sorry. So protect you and your loved ones. Just be prepared. Start storing up dry foods in safe places. And as much as some people might not like this part, hey, you need to get yourself something to protect yourself with. Buy a gun. Because if you're just storing up on all this food and you don't have a way to protect yourself, all you're doing is storing up for the next guy. Because somebody will, especially if you live in this city right now, I'll tell you this. If you live in this city, it isn't going to be but a matter of time before they start going door to door. And that's a fact. If you've ever seen the movie Contagion, you'll know what I'm talking about. If you've not seen the movie Contagion with Matt Damon and Gwyneth Paltrow, I highly recommend you take a look at it, because that's the reality of what's going to happen. Anyways, I just thought I would check in with a video of me out here and taking a country drive. I love it. It's hot as hell, no, I can tell you that. I jokingly was in the store and told this lady, man, she goes, is it hot out there? I said, it is hotter than Rosie O'Donnell's ass crack in a pair of pleather pants in 120-degree weather. At first she was just looking at me crazy, and then she fell over laughing. I said, man, it's that hot for real, but the thought is just disgusting, right? Anyways, look, I appreciate you guys tuning in. You know I do. I'm trying to do a lot more videos. As for those of you who are asking about my health, I appreciate it. Look, I'm a lot better. There's no way I can possibly describe to you what it feels like. You just have these days where you don't feel like dealing with anything. And it was taking me forever to do videos. That's why you would see I would go and do one video a day. It would literally take me like 6 or 7 hours a day to do one short video. My attention span was short. I just really didn't care. It's just weird feeling. There's no way to explain it. And so, you know, getting past that, and as a matter of fact, I haven't had no real lingering symptoms for quite some time now. I started taking the raw sulfur all over again religiously, and I believe that's been a big help. So, yeah, it's hot out here. So much so that I cut my hair. My hair is about 1/4 the size as it was. Hopefully you guys can hear the water running. If you can, that's awesome. Yeah, I grew up on this lake. This is Lake Don Pedro. When I was younger, I used to come out to this lake all the time. Where I'm at right now in California, there's several lakes all around us. So if the doo-doo hits the fan, I tell you what, I know how to put on a hook, line, sinker, and I know how to fish. I know how to shoot a gun. I know how to hunt. I know how to do all these things that I need to survive. We got wild turkeys, wild ducks running around here, pheasants, quail, doves, pigeons, whatever, rabbits. We actually got wild chickens and roosters that run around here. So I'm not worried about me and my family, although we do want to store up some other items. We started growing potatoes as well. Potatoes are really simple to grow. And when the worst comes to worst, at least you can survive fairly good off of potatoes. So again, I'll leave the links down below. I appreciate you guys tuning in. I highly recommend, if you have the time to do so, go out and take a dang country drive. Seriously, the air is fresh. Get away from your TV for a while. Get away from all the craziness. And just enjoy the peaceful time while you can. Anyways, that's it for now, you guys. I'll catch you later. Peace.